Yeah. What's up, y'all? This is the last tiling video of this kitchen disaster. If you haven't watched all of the series, I think I only did either 3 or 4 of them. Go back and watch the before and the after. It's quite a thing. I mean, it was a real rough looking 70s house, and Jeremy really pulled it off. Now it makes me jealous. I need to do my own kitchen remodel now. I'm a little bit jealous. So I'm going to show you the last little bits, a few extra pro tips, then we're going to go over was it worth it and what would we do differently. Okay, let's go.
You want straws?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Like usual, this day is going to start with snapping off all the leveling anchors, sweeping them up, and then prepping the floor for the next bit of tile. We also have a little bit of extra work. We got to pop this one tile that came loose because they accidentally used the wrong trowel. Got to make sure you always use a 1/2 x 1/2 trowel with the large format tile. Luckily for Jeremy, it was really only one tile that gave him trouble. So there's 2 rows that technically have the wrong troweling, but they still are okay. We're gonna carry these tiles all the way through the kitchen, which is a pain in the butt. There's a lot of cuts, but we got through it and it looks great. One thing you'll see Jeremy do here when all these tiles are cut is he'll glide across the top surface first. That's to make sure you have as clean a cut as you can on the top, especially when the blade starts to wear out. You want to make sure you adhere the thin set to the underlayment first, then go back and put all your ridges in. You want to make sure your ridges are standing nice and tall, and you want to clean all the edges of the tile so that you don't have any thin set squishing between the tiles. Then lay your tile down and give it a few whacks, even if that's with the old trusty hand hammer or with a rubber mallet. Here are what the ridges should not look like. You see how they're broken, they're not fully square? That's no good. Here are what the ridges should look like. Done properly, the tile will compress the ridges evenly and you'll get 100% coverage on the back of the tile. Another huge time saver, clean all of your edges if you're not actively laying tile, and especially if you're done for the day. Clean the edges up. It will make your life way easier the following day you're working. All right, was it worth it? I think, all right, let me tell you a story. When I first started with Jeremy, you know, we wanted to do tile here and tile there, and, you know, he was motivated, very motivated, and he thought, all right, we're gonna do tile, we could do tile here and tile here, we could tile the bathroom. And I said to him, you should wait until we get the whole floor done, then decide if that's what you want to take on immediately after, because I've been through this before and it does wear you right out. And so I think if you were to ask Jeremy the day after he finished grouting, was it worth it? He might tell you no, it's not worth it. But after you start counting the amount of money he saved by being able to do that himself, I think it is worth it. If I was just gonna rough guess how much money we spent in material, it was probably somewhere around $3,000. I'm honestly spitballing here. Maybe less, maybe a little bit more. It really depends on like the quality of the tile that you buy and how much. You know, this was like well over 500 square feet. It was 500 or 600 square feet. If you were to say to a tile guy, how much to remove the old floor, tighten up the subfloor, as in sand the edges, 8 million screws, go over it with a fine-tooth comb, get rid of all the squeaks, support it as you need to, then lay all of the underlayment and do the tile, that's a $10,000 job, easy, all day long, if not more. Looking back on it, he's definitely gonna say, yes, it was worth it. In the moment, you're tired, your back hurts, your knees hurt, it's not worth it. You want it to be over. But later on, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Now that said, if you've never done tile work, would I suggest you attempt installing tile on your entire first floor? That's negative. That's negative. Do not do that. But I do encourage you, start somewhere. I think you can do it, but on a smaller scale, you know, a small bathroom or something. Start there. My first tile job was actually a hearth for a pellet stove. And by the way, I botched it up. The tiles were popping. It was a disaster. I didn't know what I was doing. That was before the days of YouTube though. So you've got a little bit more of a head start than I do because you're watching this right now. So I would say watch a few videos. Don't just watch an electrician do a tile job. Watch a tile professional do a tile job. See if he does something differently. You know, I have a few thousand square feet of tile under my belt by now, but they have 1 million. So if you want to try it, just try something small scale and then work your way up. And I think you're gonna find, one, there's a lot of satisfaction in doing something yourself. 2, there's a huge cost savings, of course, for doing it yourself. Okay, we're on to the next video. I've got 2 camp things to do, and then I've got this video that I want to put out. I'm gonna make this coffee table on steroids. I've got this piece of like 300-year-old oak that I've been looking to make stuff out of, so it's gonna be good, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Let's go. Go build something. Go build something.